What's going on, everybody? It's your boy King Gabe here, and got one more little, as they say, re-upload for the moment to bring to you guys. This time it's not quite so far back, but it's when I had just I think I was still possibly kind of finishing up book number 2 of Yumeko, and was finna get book number 3 together, which would debut Samuel as Star Striker, as we all know by this point. We're going back to that point, and I had decided to, like, hey, yo, EJ, let's make Star Striker with your likeness there. So this is a bit of a discussion video we had on that topic. Like I say, this took place before I started writing Yumeko number 3. So you're gonna hear some ideals come up, and some things that we mentioned that actually, when the book came out, became a little different from what we're talking about in the video. But some of these ideals that you hear in this video may possibly find their way in a later episode of or later book of Yumeko. You never know. Especially the mentioning of some of Star Striker's villains, like Arcturus and stuff like that. Because I know that was a big change there of who he was going to face when he, got his powers and everything. But I know for a fact that Arcturus them and his family, they are going to be a part of the series there, because they are some of Star Trek's villains. Now, when they'll come, we'll find out. But like I say, that is something I do know for a fact that is to come in the series at some point, more than likely in like the first or second arc. But yep, they will come, along with some of the other stuff that you'll probably hear mentioned in this video. So let's take a listen at what we had to say back then, and then figure out how will this go into Yumeko going forward in the future with the direction that it has at the moment. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Gabe, and also we're here with
the host of the EJS channel. I'm your host, well, not host, but let's say special guest, EJS. Here's the host right here.
Oh yeah, and I know y'all probably been hearing me say EJ the Supreme, whenever mention about the Patreon channel and all that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is him in the flesh. But on his channel, he's been going by EJS, which I just recently caught up on all those videos of his there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely make sure y'all look at it. It's on my playlist.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, but he can still go by EJ the Supreme, because like I said, either way, still Supreme.
Hey, still Supreme. Always reigning supreme, man. Always.
And now he's about to make Star Striker Supreme.
Yes, sir. Yes,
as the Shreveport Defender.
Shreveport Defenders. And somebody got to defend Shreveport. Might as well be Star Striker.
Yeah, because we got so many people defending like LA and New York and all that.
So we
don't have nobody down here in the South States.
Man, we got too much crime going on around here not to have a defender. So yeah, we need a couple of defenders around here in Shreveport. So why not be Star Striker?
Oh yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And he's definitely going to be part of the Yumeko series as well. Matter of fact, he's already in there just as Samuel, but he'll be arising in the Star Striker persona in book number 3 of Yumeko.
That's right.
So, just a quick little summary of that. He actually starts book number 3. It starts off, he's saving an elderly lady from some thugs. Kind of shows them up and everything, the quips and all of that. Then this monster crab shows up, but then it's revealed that he's writing all this down. He's sort of putting together what he's going to be like as a superhero. It's sort of like Takato in Digimon Tamers when he was getting together what Guillermo was going to be like. And he's trying to debate between whether he should have superpowers or gadgets like Superman or Batman. Because one thing in the previous novel, when they had to help rescue Hiko's grandparents, he was using shurikens and a rod, sort of like Robert from Teen Titans. And so it's kind of hard for him to decide between It doesn't say right yet when he before he closes out. But the next day when Hiko and their mothers are out for pizza, Arcturus attacks, aka Anthony Westwood, the octopus mutant, and he's coming after Hiko. Gets a hold of Hiko because of what happened in the previous two books, and Samuel is like, "Hey, you ain't getting my buddy," and that cosmic energy in him rages up. Next thing you know, in like a blur, like the Flash in BBS, tackles October right out of there, out of the restaurant and everything. Like, what in the world is happening? And Samuel realizes what happened, and just before, Octorius gets up and, notices he's in the Star Trek costume just that quick, they go at it, defeats Octorius, and of course it's like, we have our official superhero Star Striker, and that's how he comes about to be in the series there, as Star Striker. And from there on in, along with everything else that's going to be going on. So that's pretty much short and simple there. So what do you think about it?
I think it's pretty cool, man. So first to be the character to use my likeness and to be the Shreveport defender, which, like I said before, if you're from Shreveport, we need a lot of defending in this day and time. So it's definitely exciting. And as we were talking before we start recording, the origin of Star Striker is actually in his teenage years, but this story starts as a child, as a kid. So definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing this journey from him starting out as a kid and realizing his powers. And then when you had mentioned, I see in notes here, he's contemplating on whether using gadgets or cosmic powers, which is like, even at this young age, he's already advanced. He's already a child prodigy by the looks of it. So he's already skilled in one way, but when he realizes that he has cosmic powers to not only save Shreveport, but possibly save the world, it's just, it adds a lot more depth to what you've created. And of course, him Samuel starting out as a kid, growing all the way up, sky's the limit, and then we get to pass the moon and go beyond the stars with this story. So I'm really excited about that.
Yep, and there's definitely going to be, especially starting at that age of being a kid. Yeah, it definitely is going to be a lot for them to go through there.
It's a lot of story you can tell even before he reaches teenage years.
Oh yes. And trust me, with the different like another thing we would discuss when we was kind of getting everything together about how my mom would always be looking at me write these stories growing up.
Yeah.
Like, but I never would finish one. It's like, hey, well, you're gonna finish some stories.
but as a writer myself, who's written so much and is not completed, is sometimes it's a blessing and a curse. I guess and I'm not going to even claim a curse. I'm going to say more of a blessing. Sometimes when you create a project, you start it, but you don't finish it. But then if you keep it and you keep it archived, you can always go back to it
and use it.
And it's almost like you discover something new and you didn't know that it was something that you created. So, especially a childhood story, I think if anything, if there's one regret I have, is that I didn't capitalize more on the imagination that I had when I was in elementary school. Like we talking like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and not really just keeping that going. I think probably the furthest I went with that was maybe like wrestlers I created. But I commend you for using your childhood stories. You have all this archive and built up, and that now you release it to the world. Unlike a lot of comic book creators, screenwriters, novelists, you already have possibly 10 to 20 plus material, years of material ready to go out there. And so for you to choose me as the likeness of Star Striker, I'm excited about this, man, because it's substance and it's depth behind it.
And I tell you one thing that kind of made me decide that, because I also had mentioned this, but just in case y'all didn't, hear. When I first started writing the first book of Yumeko, and I made Hiko and Sam best buddies. Matter of fact, he even tells one of the villains in there, like, how you sure he's your friend? He's like, we've been friends since kindergarten. When I first was writing it, I was thinking of, at first, one of my cousins that I hung out with back when I was in high school. But then I thought about it when I started talking with you, and watching your channel, stuff like that.
Yes,
And I was like, you know what, it would make more sense since they're in elementary to have somebody I actually grew up with from elementary.
That's right.
And I'm still and the one that I was going to use at first, I still got a spot for him.
Oh yeah.
Because there was something I came up with him for him like a while back that I could probably bring into this. But yeah, it would make more sense somebody to actually know from elementary.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's always good. To use someone who, let's say, you grew up with, you have experience with, their backstory. We have some similar backstories because we both geek lovers, Power Ranger fans. Shout out to Power Rangers. Like I remember, and I always pick on him about it. I said when I was a kid, he had if y'all remember the Mighty Morphin collection set from the movie where he had the figurines and the Zords. And so anytime we went over to Gabe's house, I was like, "Oh, Gabe, get up with the Power Rangers, play with Power Rangers." And then he knew I worked the mess out of it. So out of the goodness of his heart, he gave them to me, and I still have those suckers somewhere in storage, somewhere around the house. So it's always good. And then of course, the other friend that you have that you're going to use in the story as well. Hey, that can branch off into something even more.
Oh yes.
Just any long term storytelling where you're just branching off more and more and more. It's just going to get more and more in depth. It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you have like you just said about the archive.
Exactly.
When you have a lot of it sort of makes me think like with Stanley and all the other before they even got to movies and stuff.
That's right.
They wrote. They got probably like dozens of different Spider-Man and all that comics.
It's so many different Spider-Mans and so many. It's like, okay, we know about Spider-Man, Hulk, Fantastic Four, X-Men, so many others, but then there were so many other characters that people don't even really celebrate or embrace. Comic book universes are huge, and of course you have the Miracle universe that's ever growing and ever evolving. So.
Yep, and that's it, especially with different things. There's a lot that I've come up even before coming up with the name Miracle. I've come up with, especially with Star Striker, especially like that. And then especially like with the character Hiko, as well as also Brownie, which that's the first book that's going to be Brownie the Rescue. So it's pretty much it's definitely. A lot is just all a matter of getting it in a cohesive narrative now, where you can, have the characters be who they are, but still the story still advances there.
Still advances. And I also think that one thing I'm liking about Shreveport, though there's the good and the bad everywhere, one thing I do like about the city is that we're embracing art and geek culture and storytelling and not being ashamed of branching out and being adventurous in the city as far as writing comic books, writing screenplays, putting out different products, and publishing different stories. It's like about time we start doing that and showcasing our city, the city of Shreveport. And of course, you created Samuel the Star Striker, the Shreveport Defender. So commend you, Gabe, for giving this city a well-needed defender. And I'm honored to have a moniker of it, or at least have the image of it.
Oh yes, and he's definitely going to have, like I say, the other kids in the story as heroes teamed up with him, because eventually they're gonna just like you got Justice League and Avengers, there's gonna be a team of all them as the Dream League.
Oh, that's gonna be good. And I already love that name right there, Dream League. So
the heroes you can dream of.
Hey, that's already money making right there. Who doesn't love dreamers? And especially when the dream comes to reality.
Oh yes, and as a matter of fact, and even with and one special reference, superhero related. You remember how the Static, how he teamed up with Batman and all them?
Yes.
There's they got in their universe, they got their own version of those different kind of heroes. It's been just like Static did. Yeah, you might probably gonna get to see Star Striker. Kind of a reference to that there.
And then that's another thing. Glad you mentioned Static Shock, because you said that the image, like the style, the color scheme of Star Striker is inspired by Static Shock, which, of course, shout out to any millennial that watched Static Shock back in the day. That was the show. That was the show. That was one of the few times you had a black superhero who basically was in school, growing up like us, and then when trouble came abound, he got out there and
he did his thing.
And did his thing. He did his thing with Batman. He did his thing with Superman. He did his thing with any Justice League character out there. So,
and then more points he even had, not only being African American, but also like you just said, being teenage, because you know most of the teenage heroes were like sidekicks.
But
see, he was working on the front line.
It was like actually before Teen Titans, there was Static Shock. I mean, because like Teen Titans, like 03, 04, I never forget, but Static Shock came out around the same time X-Men Evolution came out.
I remember that show.
Like maybe around 99, 2000, 2001. So it was, just to have different characters like that, just to have more black superheroes who don't fit a stereotype, they defy roles and stereotypes, is something that we just need a lot more, man. And Star Striker is one of those characters.
And with that, it's definitely going to make an impact there. That's definitely what I plan to do with that, especially with this as a superheroes and also other references to a lot of things that we've, especially with where the story's taking place, started in 1995.
Oh yeah.
So you definitely got something good there.
Oh, absolutely.
They started from there.
You started in the '90s, so the soundtrack is banging. You got Aaliyah and Brandy, and then you got Boys to Men, and rap was at an all-time high. Well, unfortunately, at the East Coast West Coast version, but the music was great. But yes,
and the Walkmans,
and the Walkmans. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
That was a funny. The funny joke I put in that was right before I started proofing one.
Yeah.
Where they were looking for one of the characters, and that's what they had on was Walkman, listen to the music, and Higo's grandparents try to call out to him. They're like, hey, yeah, just like old Michael, he couldn't hear anything with them devilish things in his ears.
Look, man, they call the Walkman devilish, but shoot, now we got streaming. That's even worse. So.
And that's what and see putting that in there, because my grandma probably would say something like that.
Yeah.
But that joke was also how he used to mess with one of my guys back at Kroger, because he'd be having I'd be like, hey.
He just
like you can't hear nothing with them things.
But see, now this is the earbud generation, so you be stocking the shelves and they just got a little. You don't even know you think they talking to themselves. No, they just got a little earbud inside the ear. Listening to their favorite song.
And one reason I know, and one reason I even know that person, because I put on them headphones. Then that was before the earbuds. I put on the headphones, call myself. But then I quickly realized, like, man, I'm getting too into this. I can't
get too into it.
So I kind of had to. That's the only reason I don't do it now, because when I did, I was like, oh boy, man, I can't hear nothing.
Oh shoot! When I was at Walmart, of course, I'm at the library now. But when I was at Walmart, one thing I would do if I didn't have earbuds in my ear, I really just started singing in front of the customers, in front of the patrons. So while I'm stocking shelves, whatever song was playing on that radio, it could be Tears for Fears, it could be Brandy, it could be whatever's on there. I just start singing, and I got some compliments, and I got some comments that weren't so nice, but but hey, I think 9 out of 10 ain't bad. So hey, 9 people say that you sound good. Don't let the one bother you. So as long as you're stocking shelves and making money, I don't think they complain too much.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's it. Yes, sir.
So another with referring with your channel, with his channel, you talk about like this, different things, like the 7 moves of losing weight.
Yes,
now he's recently come back.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything like from say like what you talk about on your channel that you might be interested that might could be incorporated into Star Trek as character?
Well, first, my channel, everyone, is the EJS channel. Of course, I am EJS. Some people know me as Edwin. Some people know me as Josh. Some of the kids might know me as Mr. Sherman. But y'all call me EJS. Now, some people know me as EJ the Supreme, but y'all just call me EJ on here, y'all. But yeah, as far as my channel, well, it first started off as just mainly a fitness channel, because I had a huge weight loss in 2018, where I basically lost 100 pounds a year from 325 to 245. And so many people ask me, how did I lose the weight? And so because the response was so big, I said, well, why don't you just come out with a YouTube channel and just, answer those questions at once? Well, really in the long run, I wanted to turn the channel, and I'm still going to, from fitness-based to more entertainment-based, but still have elements that talk about fitness. And so how fitness can be incorporated into the Star Striker series, for instance, of course, Star Striker, Samuel is starting out as a kid at this point. And so as a kid, sometimes most of the time you're not really worried about fitness. You want to go to school, eat your food, play your games, and this and that and third, and you have your growing pains and things like that.
Right.
But as time goes on, especially when he realizes that his responsibilities as a superhero come into play, that's where he takes the initiative to become more physically fit, to start lifting weights, to start taking combat training, not only using his cosmic powers, but also in certain cases where cosmic powers might not be necessary. He's still got to live a regular life like any other superhero. So you can't necessarily blast somebody, all the time, because then you become too much of a threat. So he's got to know hand-to-hand combat. He's got to be sophisticated. He's got to know how to be agile, jump when he needs to jump, and get down when he needs to get down. So that's where I believe the EJS channel can come in as far as starting that weight loss journey, muscle gain journey, starting off with slow steps, starting off small. A lot of people just go for the big advanced stuff at first, but you gotta crawl before you walk. So sometimes just start off with walking, smaller exercises, and then you grow into the challenging.
Right. Y'all probably, now some of y'all might be probably looking at me thinking like, oh, he need to do what he doing.
Look, I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. I say that.
But hey, I may not act like it if y'all would approach me like that. But I put it this way: sometimes what we need sometimes we don't always want to hear what we need to hear. So I'm just saying, because there have been some time I've been told some things that I sort of have gotten an attitude with, but I look like, man, I really need to hear that.
Yeah. Sometimes what you need to hear didn't always come in the fashion or the style that you want to hear, but you just.
And then plus, that's why you also gotta be careful who you hang, because like someone like you, because somebody else will probably say it and probably poke fun at you, like, but see somebody that's just looking out for you, they just gonna be straightforward.
I think being straightforward is best, but not being rude. There's a fine line of when you can tell somebody something, but then don't use that as an excuse to parade or tear somebody down. Some people get real slick with that. They can try to throw an insult or continue to throw insults, and though there might be some truth in that, they don't have to go that far.
Exactly.
Straight up
That's why you gotta be careful.
Yeah, but it also people know who to mess with. They know they can't say or do that with just anybody or everybody.
You also gotta know who you talking to.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think they would want to mess with. It's like they probably would talk crazy to Star Striker on a regular day when he doesn't use his powers, but if he's in that powerful mode, I don't think they're gonna be that swift.
Start charging up like static.
Yeah, exactly. He start charging up like static. Run. That's all I have.
And then also like what you said about with applying like him being able to use stuff without his
powers. Yeah.
That because that kind of there was one thing that kind of came to my mind. Remember Avengers World Mightiest Heroes? When Tony in that series, that him and Cap were in the wrestling ring, it's like you can't always rely on your armor.
Exactly. In certain folklore, for instance, Spider-Man, the greatest example of this.
Yes, he always has to think on his head.
He always has to think on his head, and what makes him so intriguing, I believe that's the same route you take in Star Striker, is that he's conflicted a lot of times between his regular life, especially the kids. Any kid or teenage superheroes, it's going to be 10 times more of a challenge for them. Because it's a challenge for adults too, because they have jobs, and then you have kids where if you're not always attending school, how are you gonna keep those grades up?
Exactly.
So you have that school time, and the villains don't really care about your education. So it's like it's a huge clash, and you're not on payroll either to save the world. Shout out to Spider-Man. Shout out to, once again, my favorite team, the Power Rangers, especially the Mighty Morphin, who was in high school at the time. And Static Shock. Shout out to Static Shock. He was in school.
Oh yeah.
X-Men Evolution. They were in school before they in the Evolution series.
Right.
Not like the '90s series, but just any teenage or young hero is always a challenge. Of course, any Disney movie that had heroes. So that's any of them like that. So.
And then that's also what Static will point out too, like I think he mentioned it to Little Romeo. He's like, must be cool to have all that power. It's like unlimited. Not exactly.
Not exactly.
If I give soap and water, I short out like this light bulb. He's like, wow. Well, what do? I just figure out some way to recharge myself. Sometimes this is the superpower.
That's it, and there's nothing more dangerous than a good mind.
Oh yes.
So the mind. Some of your most dangerous characters in comic books.
The mind.
Use them. Professor X, Jean Grey,
Batman.
Because
remember that was I think one of the best examples of Batman uses his mind. All for Injustice, when he had all of Lex's teammates fighting each other.
Any Brainiac, such as Brainiac, Batman, T'Challa, Black Panther, Iron Man, and of course the telekinetics, the Professor X's, the Jean Greys, the Emma Frost style characters. Anybody that uses their mind is usually the most dangerous, the most underestimated, because they're not the most physically imposing.
So they think they have to. But a lot of times they figure weaknesses of people who are physically fit.
Exactly. I wouldn't want to really come up against anybody who could read everybody's mind, because you know what everybody will do next. So
be able to anticipate what move they're gonna make.
Exactly. So it's gonna once again, going back to Star Striker, having characters who have these telekinetic powers, and Star Striker colliding with them, and of course his cosmic powers. It's a continually growing universe that you created, Gabe, that I'm proud of you for, man, that's continually growing, that's bringing another wave and style of character development. So I can't wait, man.
Oh yeah, and then especially like you just said, we learn other ways where sometimes he uses powers and sometimes you have to use it in the end. One thing about because I actually did. I didn't exactly complete it in reality. I didn't actually complete this, but I did have a taste of karate lessons once. Probably because I saw Power Rangers, obviously. But that's one thing I would definitely put in Star Trek. He is good with martial arts, and there's another character in the series that y'all will see her in book number 2. Hiko and Samuel meet up with her at the Brownie's firehouse. Julie Yukashi, that my sister Casey made. She's a psychic samurai.
Oh, cool.
And one thing that at some point she probably would share with them, how is she so good with why she take up in the samurai thing. This was because when she first got her powers, her psychic powers, like she had sort of a psychic, which there'll be more about it when it comes, but a psychic only sort of like Wanda did when she blew off all them Ultron bots. But the thing was, she needed to learn how to control it, like that with her emotions. So that's why she was taught swordsmanship. By focusing herself physically, she was able to focus her mind.
Yeah. Well, that's I will say this here. If I could put this input, I know you mentioned karate. So if Samuel Star Striker is good with martial arts, then you definitely have to implement jujitsu, because I have trained a little bit in jujitsu. I won't tell you what status my belt is, but I know I got a little bit of skills in that. And shout out to Bomber Jiu-Jitsu. Those gentlemen over there in Shreveport, Louisiana, taught me a couple of things. Of course, I didn't get back on the mat. I miss learning the martial arts, man. So definitely putting that in the story. If you put karate, you got to put jujitsu in there too.
They sort of fall kind of together with each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. It's like
So
kind of like you can't have one without the other.
Can't have one without the other. You have the striking sport, and you have to have the grapple. So definitely.
And I think he probably, being that he's really into the martial art, Julie's into the samurai stuff, they probably would, them two, him and Julie would probably be the ones that a lot of the other kids in the series would probably go to as far as learning fight moves and stuff. Because, I will say one thing, Hiko's case, pretty much like I just said about myself, I took karate a little bit, but I never did really go all the way with it. Because like I say, it was sort of like, oh, that looks cool. Can I do that?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get into it, and then all of a sudden it's like your attention span goes. But that's kind of I would kind of have that with Hiko, and see that's where, like I say, he has great magical abilities, but he would need somebody like Sam and Julie to get him physically.
True.
Yeah, like, hey, your magic powers are good, man, but you gotta know how to fight.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely have to know how to fight. Definitely gotta know all your skills, all your bases must be covered.
Especially just in basic defense.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, so you say that would be good incorporation into Sam with the ooh, excuse me there. Let's say with the work guy and the fight and the physical.
Yeah. Though he has cosmic powers, he still continues to improve his body.
Oh yes.
To be the ultimate combative fighting weapon. That's for sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that would definitely be very important in that there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I kind of and I'm gonna say, looking at your videos, I kind of see a little bit of Virgil in you there.
Shout out to the late great Virgil. I'll say this here. If I had Virgil's physique, Lord have mercy, I wouldn't know how to act, man. I know he had his rivalry with his former client, or I guess to say the man he used to manage, the $1 Million Man. I definitely would love to have the Virgil physique. Ain't no telling what hell I'd be around here. I'd be trying to be like Virgil and knock everybody out the way.
So like when he, especially I think season 3 and 4 really showed that, because a lot of times they would purposely write for his coat to come off.
The man was jacked to the gills. He was a real deal. I don't think anybody would want to pick a fight with Virgil. Rest in peace. I believe his real name was Michael Jones, but in WCW he was Vincent, in WWE he was Virgil. But he was in a great legendary era, and he made history in his own right, just like the $1 Million Man. So rest in peace to Virgil. Yes, sir.
Wait, you said, which Virgil? You talking about Virgil from Static Shock, right?
I'm talking about WWE.
I was okay.
Because when you said look like Virgil, I said wait, because he recently just passed.
Oh, okay, because I was referring to Static Shock.
Oh, the Static Shock character. Oh man, look, I'm thinking about
I guess we got two great Virgils.
There are two great Virgils. So look, my fault. But at the same time, shout out to both Virgils on that. So it kind of encouraged me, because when you said Virgil, I said like Virgil. So good when you think.
Well, see, now I just learned something.
And we just learned something. Gabe was thinking about one Virgil. I was thinking about another. I apologize. I'm a wrestling fan.
So I got some wrestling. One of my uncles is into wrestling a lot.
And then that's one of the things that inspired my fitness too, was pro wrestlers. So who knows, as Star Striker evolves, he might be a grappler too. He might throw a lightning strike power bomb for all you know.
He would probably definitely be athletic as well.
Oh yeah, might do a scissors kick like Booker T, or a jackhammer like Goldberg. Rock bottom like The Rock, stunner like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And one thing that's actually his reason why he's so into superheroes and ended up becoming one himself. Yeah. Because I think I mentioned to you when we was talking, he actually one thing about Samuel growing up, his dad in the story, his character was actually a war hero. Before his dad passed, Now, I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking Samuel was probably in kindergarten when it happened, or either first grade. But before he passed, whenever his dad was, when he wasn't overseas, they would always do a lot of stuff like at the comic book store, stuff like that. And that's kind of what developed Samuel's passion with superheroes. So that was something he did with his dad.
Right.
And then, of course, being a war hero, so obviously he would want to be a hero like his dad too.
Absolutely. So that's a great origin story and inspiration. So why not become the thing that he reads about and learns about? So
As well as also there was also a little something in reality as well.
Yep. Yes, sir. So yep.
So, is there anything else that you wanted to know about?
No, just check out my channel on YouTube, the EJS channel. That's the EJS channel because there's several other EJs out there, but I am the THEEJS channel. So, shout out.
And as we said about with the Patreon, those are
That's it.
So, always put the.
You got to flex the muscle on me. I got to get my muscle mass back. But flex good enough.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you're further along than I am. See, this is before, this is after.
Hey, we all improving and transforming.
And so, better kind of making me think of that scene in Nutty Professor. They showed the guy all beefed up. And they showed Sherman next to him with the candy bar.
Look, even though I've lost weight, I still, especially my last name being Sherman, I still have a lot of Sherman tendencies. So if you put a snickerdoodle cookie around me, and my coworkers pick on me about it, I'll be bicep curling with a snickerdoodle cookie from Crumbline. I'm working out and having a snickerdoodle goodness too.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think any of us probably have that weakness.
Oh, yes, I think we do. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just moderation. That's the biggest thing.
And then I think it's something I said, I mentioned once about Brownie, probably to my wife. Because I was trying to determine like Brownie's appetite and stuff like that. And there was one time that I wrote Brownie as a vegetarian, but it was like, well, why is he chubby if he never vegetarian? Because his weakness is sweets, like cakes.
Yeah.
He eats a lot of veggies, but
cakes and cookies and pies.
Yeah, he's like Mr. Ratburn from Arthur.
Oh yeah, it's gotta have that good stuff, man.
Like when he came in, he's like, Arthur, I think you might want to see the spring reading. Are we having cake?
Yes, sir.
That always tickled me in that episode.
Always. Yes, sir. But that's about it, Gabe. About to get ready to go. We here at the library. Got to just finish up the rest of the shift, man.
Yeah, he got a lot that he does on his plate.
Man, I say a lot on my plate. Lord, it's a whole bunch.
But it was good to get a little break to talk with you there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So we've heard that like I say, a lot of pretty good amount of stuff mentioned there. Like I said before, we are soon to find out what will be of Yumeko in the future run, because of what we have now with the official book 3. Even though it's a little different from what we thought book 3 would be back then, but like I say, the ideals could still surface. Sort of like, kind of makes me think of Power Rangers. When they were trying to get started and everything. Go Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and there was a lot of different episodes that were going to be episode 1 before Day of the Dumpster, as well as also pilots and stuff like that, and how it was set up. There's even a pilot that's buried on YouTube and everything. So yeah, like I say, like I say, yeah, we'll find out what the future will hold. But hope you guys enjoyed everything. Definitely like, share, and subscribe, and definitely get our available books, as well as also support us on that Patreon, just like Iceman Universe does. Also show him some love and get full link reactions to his videos, like full reactions of Ed, and Eddie, Naruto, One Piece, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Hey Arnold, and Spy Family. Also support the Miracle Crew, like yours truly, Queen Tina, Big Sis Casey, and of course the one EJS, and also forgot to mention that in that video, there was mention, I think, of some videos on his channel probably. Yeah, when he first, because this was also during when he first kind of started off. Well, not officially first started, but kind of at that moment, kind of trying to get back into the groove of his channel with the direction and stuff like that. So there were some old videos that he started off with there. So got any questions about what did he have going on, and questions about this flashback in general, definitely leave in the comment section. And also check out his channel. You can even ask him some questions too there. Hey, what's up? What were you talking about in this video Gabe had going on? So yeah, yeah, definitely learn more about that as well. And also definitely hang out with us on Discord, Facebook, and the live stream. You can even access the questions there if you like. Hey, have full on. Have conversations there. So, either way. And also, tell each other some stuff on that McCary app. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care, everybody.
This King Gabe, EJS. That's it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Gabe.
Appreciate it, man. It's